Have you ever noticed that some people light up more when talking about their favorite plant than when talking about their social life? They remember the exact day a new leaf appeared. They carefully rotate the pot so every side receives sunlight. They worry when a plant begins to droop and celebrate when it blooms, almost as if they were celebrating the success of a close friend. To many people, this seems unusual. After all, humans are naturally social creatures. We build families, friendships, and communities. We are often told that happiness comes from connecting with other people. So why would someone feel deeply attached to a silent plant? Is it loneliness? Is it personality? Or does it reveal something much deeper about the human mind? The answer is surprisingly complex. Today, we're exploring why some people feel a stronger emotional connection with plants than they do with humans, and what that relationship might reveal about the hidden workings of the mind. The first thing to understand is that plants never judge us. Think about how much of your daily life involves being evaluated. At work, your performance is measured. On social media, your appearance and opinions may be judged. Even among friends, many people worry about saying the wrong thing or making a bad impression. Whether we notice it or not, the human brain spends an enormous amount of energy navigating social expectations. We read facial expressions, interpret body language, analyze conversations, and try to predict how others might react. It is mentally exhausting. Now imagine coming home after a difficult day. You walk into a room where your favorite plant is quietly sitting near the window. Nothing has changed. It isn't disappointed in you. It doesn't expect an explanation. It doesn't ask why you're late. It simply continues growing. For many people, this quiet consistency feels deeply comforting. Not because the plant replaces human relationships, but because it offers a rare experience in today's world, a relationship without social pressure. A plant asks for only a few simple things: light, water, time, care, and in return, it grows. This simple exchange reminds us that not every meaningful relationship has to be complicated. Another reason many people feel drawn to plants is that they reconnect us with nature. Modern life is filled with noise. Phones vibrate constantly. Notifications compete for our attention. Traffic, deadlines, advertisements, and endless information keep our minds busy from morning until night. Our brains rarely get a chance to rest. Psychologists have found that spending time in natural environments often helps reduce stress and mental fatigue. Looking at greenery, walking through parks, or simply caring for houseplants can encourage a greater sense of calm for many people. Perhaps this is because humans evolved surrounded by nature for thousands of years. Long before skyscrapers, there were forests. Long before office buildings, there were rivers. Long before digital screens, there were trees moving gently in the wind. When we bring plants into our homes, we bring a small piece of that natural world back into our everyday lives. Consider a seed. It looks small, fragile, almost insignificant. Yet, hidden inside is the possibility of becoming something extraordinary. Many people see themselves in that image. Perhaps they feel lost. Perhaps life hasn't turned out the way they expected. Perhaps they are carrying emotional wounds that no one else can see. Watching a seed become a healthy plant reminds them that remarkable growth often begins invisibly. Before a tree reaches toward the sky, it spends months growing roots beneath the ground. No one applauds those roots. No one even sees them. Yet, without them, the tree could never survive. Human growth often follows the same pattern. The greatest emotional changes usually happen quietly. Healing begins long before confidence returns. Forgiveness starts long before peace is felt. Personal growth often develops beneath the surface before it becomes visible to the world. Perhaps that is why caring for plants feels so meaningful. Every new leaf becomes a reminder that progress doesn't have to be fast to be real, but you can care for one living thing. Sometimes that small act is enough to restore hope. Maybe that is the real reason some people form deep bonds with plants, not because they love people any less, but because plants quietly teach lessons that many human relationships cannot. They teach patience, consistency, gentleness, and the understanding that growth takes time. Perhaps the greatest lesson a plant offers is this: you don't have to bloom overnight. Sometimes simply continuing to grow is more than enough. If you've ever felt more comfortable caring for plants than attending a crowded social event, it doesn't necessarily mean you're antisocial or emotionally distant. It may simply mean you've discovered an environment where your mind can truly rest. They don't demand your attention, they invite it. When you water a plant, trim a dry leaf, or notice a new bud beginning to grow, your focus naturally shifts away from stress and toward the present moment. For a few minutes, you're not thinking about yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's worries. You're simply observing life as it quietly unfolds. Psychologists often describe this kind of attention as restorative because it gives the mind a chance to recover from constant mental effort. That's one reason many people report feeling calmer after spending time in gardens, parks, or rooms filled with greenery. Plants also teach lessons that are easy to overlook but difficult to forget. They remind us that growth takes time. No matter how much you wish for faster results, a flower blooms only when it's ready. A tree grows stronger one ring at a time. Every healthy plant is the result of small, consistent acts of care, repeated over weeks, months, and years. Our own lives often work the same way. Confidence isn't built in a day. Trust isn't earned overnight. Healing doesn't happen all at once. The biggest changes usually begin with small, repeated actions that seem insignificant at first, but become life-changing over time. It's also important to remember that loving plants doesn't mean you love people any less. Human relationships provide things that plants never can: conversation, empathy, shared experiences, laughter, and emotional support. Plants simply offer something different: peace, routine, and a quiet reminder to slow down. Perhaps that's why so many people feel emotionally connected to them. In a world that constantly encourages us to move faster, achieve more, and compare ourselves with others, plants continue living at their own pace. They never compete, they never rush, they simply keep growing toward the light. And maybe that's the lesson we need most. Not every season of life is meant for blooming. Some seasons are meant for building stronger roots. Even when nothing seems to be changing on the surface, important growth may still be happening beneath it. So, if you find comfort in caring for plants, don't dismiss it as a strange habit. It may be one of the healthiest ways you reconnect with yourself. Sometimes the quietest relationships teach us the loudest lessons, and sometimes a single green leaf can remind us that no matter how difficult life becomes, growth is always possible, one day, one step, and one leaf at a time.